relationships are an interesting thing. Guys are a little more standoffish, and men have a harder time connecting at a deep, what I'll call intimate friendship level with other men. Hi, my name is Lee Kirstenberger, and I'm talking to you today about an organization that I'm passionate about, I've been involved with for 20 years, called Christian Leadership Concepts, or CLC for short. So CLC has been involved in helping men become better leaders in their home, their workplace, their community, their family for over 40 years. And the way CLC works is 10 to 12 men come together weekly and go through a curriculum. And in the course of going through that curriculum, they develop very, very close relationships with one another. So I've been through CLC a half a dozen times, and I, as a result, have developed some very, very close relationships with men that I never would have met had I not gone through the CLC program. You know, these men are some of my best friends. Matter of fact, one of the men that I went through a CLC group, what was quoted as saying to his wife, "These are the men that are going to carry my casket someday." So, you know, relationships are an interesting thing. And what I found is that, you know, my wife and I can be on a trip and she'll bump into a lady at a coffee shop, and next thing you know, they're talking, and it's like they've known each other their whole lives. Guys are a little more standoffish, and men have a harder time connecting at a deep, what I'll call intimate friendship level with other men. Well, CLC sort of breaks down those barriers, and because the relationship is created in the context of a man's faith journey, the relationships that are developed among men in CLC groups become very, very special. And so, like my friend said, I've got several dozen men that could carry my casket someday, or I could call at 2 in the morning if I have a need or a concern. So CLC tends to grow deeper, richer relationships with other men, and does it in the context of their faith journey. So CLC has been around 40 years, and there's probably 10,000 men in 70 some cities in the United States and Canada that have gone through the CLC experience. There are a few cities where CLC has had good traction over the years, but sort of flatlined, and we're trying to move to the next level. I may have mentioned I'm on the CLC National Board now, and one of the things they've asked me to do is get involved in a couple of cities to see if we can help jumpstart CLC, build upon the momentum that's been in place there over the years, and take it to the next level. Well, I'd love to connect with you if you're interested in learning more about CLC personally, or if you're involved with a church or a men's ministry program at your church that you think would be interested in learning more about how CLC can impact the men's ministry programs at your church. And in particular, if you have contacts in the Orlando, Florida area or Central Florida area, that's the first city that CLC is targeting to try to jumpstart and take the CLC movement to the next level. So if you connect with me on my website or through LinkedIn, I'd love to talk to you more about how I might be able to help you in any of those areas.